Now let's get into a little bit of mess with Heavie Sports Corner talking about Nia Long and the Boston Celtics. Now, if you can recall last year, there was quite a bit of a fiasco with Nia Long, the Celtics, and Nia Long's ex-fiance, who was also the father of her child. When this is going on, Nia Long didn't really say a lot. She remained very, very poised. The only statements that she really did say is like, just keep her family, her kids, thoughts and prayers, because her kid has to deal with this, being in school and just hearing different things that people are saying and stuff like that. So she was kind of like, mind your business and just pray for us. And I'm not really going to say too much. It seems like Nia Long has finally healed and she's ready to let folks have it. Here recently, she's been throwing quite a bit of shots at the Boston Celtics, and I honestly cannot blame her. So one recent thing that Nia Long has said, because she said a couple things that I want to talk about. Most recently, Nia Long reposted a clip to her Instagram page. It was a clip from a podcast. Now, the discussion that was being had in this particular clip was about how the world has to stop for the tears of white women and how white women use knowing that the world stops for their white tears as a manipulation tool to avoid accountability. Now, one of the speakers on the podcast, who is a Black woman, this is what she said: the minute a white woman cries, the world has to stop. Oh my God, what's wrong with you, baby? Black women cry. We could be rolling around the ground screaming, and you are unmoved because you've been socialized to not see us as human beings. Now, Nia Long shared this clip and she said, where was this level of awareness a year ago at Celtics, hashtag Kathleen Lynch? There are a couple things to break down. I love her cojones to actually like she added the Celtics, at Celtics. Also, she hashtagged the name of the suspected mistress that her ex-fiance was with. That is absolutely savage. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, the interesting part of this, I knew that I wanted to talk about this on the podcast. So when I was going to do my research to get context for this so that I can make sure that I'm well informed and saying it right, I got my information from an article by Boston.com. Now, when I had heard about this previously, I distinctly remember the part that made this so interesting for the public and for me was the fact that Nia Long hashtagged the supposed mistress's name. Yes, it was very ballsy for her to add the Celtics, but the main part that a lot of people just were like wow to is the fact that she made that hashtag. Now, when I was going to this article and I was reading, they had her quote, but they did not have the hashtag of this supposed mistress. I feel like it was intentionally left out. Why would you not include the whole quote? Why would you just leave off the part where she put the lady's name? Another incident, something that Nia Long did recently when talking about this whole ordeal, she did an interview with a Hollywood Reporter where she talked about how the whole matter was handled by the Boston Celtics. What she said is, I think the most heartbreaking part about all of this was seeing my son's face when the Boston Celtics decided to make a very private situation public. It was devastating and still is. He still has moments where it's not easy for him. If you're in the business of protecting women, I'm sorry. No one from the Celtics organization has even called me to see if I'm okay or if the children are okay. That is very, very, very telling. I can't even say what was their point in putting this out, but I can say what was their point in putting this out. But okay, you knew this information ahead of time, whether y'all investigated, and you couldn't have enough decency to come to Nia Long and tell her that this is what was going to be put out in the public soon. Like you couldn't even tell her that. And if the situation spiral out of control, and before y'all could get a chance to tell her, even after the fact, no one said anything to her, just checking up on her. I think that's just very, very slimy.